Howdy, and welcome to Book Your Give Here. We're Travel That Gives. I'm Lulu Lima, your chief travel guru. I hope this episode of Dream Now Travel Later inspires you to travel, and I invite you to give us the opportunity to help plan your next memorable trip. So grab your popcorn and enjoy.
Today we're going to be talking about one of my most favorite places in the whole wide world, Switzerland. And for those guys who don't know, I lived in Engelberg for 2 years and I love the sound of cowbells. So you can never go wrong with that. So I brought today one of my colleagues. His name is Mirko Capodano. Hopefully I didn't ruin his last name too badly. He is from the Swiss Tourism Board, and he is going to share with us some of the secrets of Switzerland. So with that, I will not take too much time because I could talk about the country all day long, but it's up to him. So with that, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lulu. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm happy to take you on a virtual ride to Switzerland, my birthplace, and welcome you in a Swiss way. So we say grüezi, we say bonjour, benvenuti, bienvenue in the 4 languages that are spoken in Switzerland. And of course, we say welcome to all our international visitors, and especially our dear friends from the US. I have prepared a few slides, and let me take you on this trip through Switzerland and highlights that I'd like to share with you that you can experience while you're in Switzerland.
Yes, let's fall in love with Switzerland.
Please. Yeah, let's all go. And as Lulu mentioned, my name is Mirko. I'm based in San Francisco, and I work for the Swiss Tourism Office. And of course, right now we are just a little bit busy with this coronavirus that has shut every one of us down. But we are already slowly reopening and just about to reopen restaurants, and we'll keep you informed, and as well, Lulu, about the state of business. But we have the beautiful mountains, and still have the Matterhorn, which is probably the most famous mountain peak in the Alps, if not in the world. And out of solidarity, and because we miss our dear guests from the US, we have lighted it up in the color of the United States flag. So this was shining one night over Zermatt, and it's been a very touching way to see this, and we are ready to welcome you back in Switzerland.
Yay! Now, and so guys, just so that you know, Matterhorn is a place where you can actually ski 365 days. So so if you decide that you want to plan a trip to Switzerland during the summer, you can still go skiing. And so that's a great piece of information regarding this area.
We like to ski every day of the year if we can. So this is a good place to try out skiing in the summer, as Lulu mentioned. And one way to go to Switzerland, and I think the best way to go to Switzerland, is step in on a Swiss plane. And they are Swiss International Airlines flying out of various gateways out of North America. We can see it here, not only Swiss or Swiss International Airlines, but also Edelweiss, which is the leisure airline of Swiss, flying out of various gateways in North America. You can see them on this map as well.
And I do highly recommend that we travel in business class because we can lay down. However, economy seats are not bad. I will say that I've done both.
Exactly, same here. There's also a first class, by the way. We have 3 classes on Swiss, but it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, everyone gets a Swiss chocolate, and we want to get you to Switzerland. But of course, the lie flat seats are a plus. So you arrive in Switzerland relaxed and ready to take on your adventure.
Absolutely. And then once we get there, it's so easy because the trains are right at the airport, and everything is just 1, 2, 3. You go through customs, you've gone through immigration process, and then you're at the train station. And the airport trains literally come every 10, 15 minutes.
Exactly. Lulu knows the deal. And, for us, traveling by train is a everyday thing to do. But to show you, as Lulu mentioned on this picture, you can see the train inside the Zurich airport train station. You see the escalator. If you were to take this escalator up one floor, you arrive right at the check-in area. So that's how easy it is.
It is. It totally is. And everything is not that far away. So it's a country where we can actually create a great itinerary that will hit a lot of different pieces and different cultures, because there is so many options with 4 languages. There's also 4 different cultures within Switzerland.
That's exactly right. Not only languages, but only gastronomic areas, cultures. And you can see it on this map. So this is the 4 languages that we mentioned before that we speak in Switzerland. So German, it's kind of yellowish color there. French to the west, the green color. Then the Italian language area, the Ticino, the state of Ticino, where I am actually from, with Bellinzona being the capital. And the purple spots there is the Romansh, which is an indigenous language to Switzerland, a minority language. Not many people speak it, only about 10,000 of the whole population. Having said that, English is widely spoken. So as you know, Lulu, you can get around in Switzerland anywhere, and most people do speak English. And Lulu can also help you in terms of not only passports validity, but also currency. Just to remind you that the Swiss franc is the currency of Switzerland. We do accept euros, but you always get the change in Swiss francs. Even like parking meters, they do accept euros.
Yep. So, and it's a great way. And the best way to really discover all of Switzerland, as we were talking about, is really going through a lot of the different trains. And so there's a train pass that actually allows you to make it a great value. So everybody can easily have tickets for the period of time that you're there. And it includes a lot of different excursions and museums that normally your Eurail pass may not necessarily have. So if we're doing a Eurail pass for you, we may want to look at not including Switzerland and having a separate Swiss pass based on what you're actually are looking to do. If we're not covering some of the other ones, then we can do a Eurail pass, because that will also work.
That's exactly right. And, the Swiss Travel Pass gives you the biggest flexibility in terms of traveling around in Switzerland, not only on the trains, but it also includes boats, postal buses, roads that connect little towns, and then some other excursions like this one, the open roof cable gondola going up to Stanzerhorn, which is an excursion just outside of Lucerne. Lulu knows it very well. It's the first open air rooftop gondola, and it's an amazing feeling if you're standing on top of this gondola going up the mountain, and you can feel the wind in your hair, and you can hear the cowbells from underneath of you, and this is just amazing, and it's fully included. Thank you, Lulu.
You're welcome. I had to do the experience, right?
Absolutely. That's how it sounds like.
Yeah,
this is an image of the Rigi, by the way. This is one of we call it the Queen of the Mountains. That's the local mountain excursion outside of Lucerne. Also, this fully included in the Swiss Travel Pass.
Yeah, and the Chillon Castle, it's in Montreux. It's one of my most favorite places in Montreux to visit, because you literally can get lost in the castle in itself, and it's something that you can literally transform yourself back to the Middle Ages when this castle was alive and feel like you were there.
Sounds amazing. And you can not only visit the castle, but also then jump on one of those paddle steamers that travels on Lake Geneva, and maybe enjoy a glass of wine from the local region.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, this is a new museum.
Football fans, and I mean football in not the American sense.
Exactly, soccer, right?
Yes,
so
soccer.
I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if you knew, Lulu. FIFA, the world's federation for soccer head office is actually in Zurich. And so
Yeah.
they just opened this museum. It's a very interactive museum, lots of fun to do, and it's included in the Swiss Travel Pass.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so the Abbey Library, this is in St. Gallen. It's absolutely breathtaking. This picture doesn't do it justice. I went in there and I just looked up and around and I couldn't get enough.
It is an amazing place to go. As Lulu mentioned, it's so spectacular that the flooring and the ceiling are you're actually gonna wear some slippers so you don't damage the cherrywood floor, and you can see manuscripts that date back to the year 300 after Christ that were drafted by the monks of this abbey. So it's huge. It's just amazing the amount of history there, and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site actually.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so one of the beautiful things in Switzerland is that there is this amazing luggage service, so that you can actually take the train without your stuff.
Exactly, it's easy to do. You can book that through Lulu, and the luggage goes from door to door.
Yep. And so we're going to go through now some of the moving pieces of taking Switzerland through a grand train tour. And I have to tell you that I have done different versions of this, and I can't get enough of it. This is certainly something that I would definitely recommend on a 10 to 14 day Swiss trip, and that we're focusing just on Switzerland to be able to kind of really take every single one of these opportunities.
Absolutely. So this is the Grand Train Tour of Switzerland. And we actually designed that to highlight the panoramic trains of Switzerland, like the Glacier Express, for instance, that you see on this map. It runs from Zermatt, where we've seen the famous Matterhorn mountain. So Zermatt is a car-free town. You can only get there by train. And the Glacier Express starts or ends in Zermatt and takes you all the way across the mountains and all the way up to St. Moritz. It's about 8-hour train ride. I would certainly encourage you to book a lunch on the train, because it's a really nice lunch service that is done on your seat on the train. And Lulu can make you the reservations for the Glacier Express, for instance, and the meals on there. Or then some of the other trains that I would like to highlight here with some of my own slides. If you click one further, so this is the picture of the Glacier Express. It's going over the Landwasser Viaduct. This is a UNESCO heritage part of the tracks. There's only a very limited number of railway lines in the world that are UNESCO World Heritage. Actually, there are only 3, and one of them is in Switzerland. So this goes up to St. Moritz. The Bernina Express continues then from St. Moritz down to Tirano in Italy, where you have lunch, and then continue to Lugano. This image is taken up on the Bernina Pass. And one of my favorites here is the Gotthard Panorama Express. Why is it my favorite? Because it actually combines 2 language areas. So Ticino, Italian spoken. It takes you over the mountain, the Gotthard mountain, and down on the other side. And then you head on to a paddle steamer that you have lunch on, and takes you right into Lucerne.
And one of my favorites is the chocolate train. And I mean, how could you not enjoy going from starting in Montreux and ending in Gruyere, and just really having that whole chocolate and cheese adventure?
Oh yeah, it's a favorite. Everyone's favorite, chocolate and cheese, right? There's nothing to go wrong. So yeah, it takes you to Maison Caillé, which is the local chocolate manufacturer there up in the Pre-Alps, and then on to famous Gruyere, where the famous cheese is made. So you have chocolate and cheese on the same day.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so one of the things that we wanted to talk about as well was the ability that within some of the cities, there's a lot of different transportation options. And so each city has their own card. So you do have an opportunity to get these city cards where you'll be able to get transportation included, as well as a number of different activities. So It's a great opportunity, again, to keep your costs low and have lots of access.
It's like going to Chicago, and the high railway line is free for anyone that stays in a hotel. So this is true for Basel, Geneva, Lucerne, Ticino, the whole state of Ticino. Actually, free transport for all our guests that stay in a hotel within the state. For Bern as well. Zurich, there's a little price that comes with that. So Lulu is the best way to tell you more about all these transport options there are.
Yeah,
depending on your itinerary, of course.
Absolutely. And so getting around Switzerland, we've talked about a number of different options through train and so forth, but here's an opportunity now that you can actually drive.
Yeah, I thought I mentioned that because there might be some people like I that really like driving, and Switzerland can certainly be fun to drive over these mountain passes. You can see here, this is the little movie here from the Tremola, one of the mountain passes, which are so much fun to drive over, maybe even on a motorbike. And you can, I'm going to show you a little map here. So we designed this grand tour of Switzerland. You see this red line. It's taking you all around Switzerland over the most beautiful mountain passes along rivers and lakes, and it includes various sites and UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Most people don't do the whole thing, which is about 1,000 miles if you were to do the whole grand tour, but do part of it. So maybe they start in Zurich and do the Eastern Loop all the way down to the Grisons and Ticino, and experience the mountain passes along there. You can stop along the way. There's actually even a picnic basket that can be arranged to be booked and picked up by you while you're driving it. And it includes always the own ingredients of the various regions that you're driving through. So it's an amazing way to explore Switzerland.
Yeah, and have that true farm to table or farm to car experience.
Exactly.
So, here's another opportunity for you guys to see the roadway of, what you would actually be driving. I do recommend doing this in the non-winter months, but it can be done in the winter as well. You just have to make sure you're really good at your snow driving.
Well, and in the wintertime, some of the passes are actually closed, so you actually put the car on the train, which is easy to do. You just drive up and then you drive on the train and it takes you through. But I definitely recommend to do it in the summertime. And how about doing the e-Grand Tour? So we have over 300 charging stations along the Grand Tour. It's one of the only routes in the national routes in the world that it's actually accessible to electric cars like Tesla, what have you. And this will take you through all these boutique towns. Here's a picture of Bern, which is the capital of Switzerland, and explore the old towns and do a little window shopping along the way and explore the history of all these towns.
Yeah, and I love all of the unique old towns as well because they have such amazing flavors. Every single one is a little different. Even though, there are a number of famous ones or popular ones that are written in all of the guidebooks, really sometimes just hopping off on the train and just on a regular stop where you just want to go and explore is absolutely awesome. I used to do that when I lived in Switzerland all the time, and I can't tell you how much stuff I learned.
It is fun. Absolutely,
yes.
Lulu. And I mean, a great opportunity, and where Lulu can also help in finding out where's the best way to stay while you're exploring Switzerland. So you don't have to pack and unpack every day. You can just stay in one place and explore from there. As Lulu mentioned earlier, distances are relatively short, but you do have to know the way around because there's these little bumps that are called the Swiss Alps in Switzerland. So Lulu can make your perfect stay and have you stay in one of the places and do a kind of a hop and spoke around Switzerland.
Yep, absolutely. And that's one of the things that we talk about when we're curating your itinerary. So really great opportunities. With that, we're going to talk about some top attractions as well. So again, y'all know how much I love this country. This is my second home. I think that my ashes are going to be divided, and half of me will remain in Switzerland somewhere. This amazing view right here. I'm always speechless every time I see it.
And it is really how it looks like. Yeah, this is Lucerne, the old town of Lucerne, and the reason why Lucerne is so popular is because the situation. It's located right on the Lake Lucerne and the river nearby to the mountains that we just mentioned before, like Rigi. And there's another mountain which is amazing to visit, right, Lulu?
Yes, absolutely. And it's where I used to live. It's Engelberg. And Engelberg is only 1 hour away from Lucerne. So it's an opportunity for you to go up to Mount Titlis and literally, as the screen says, experience 4 seasons in one day. There are so many ways to get up there, and there's a bunch of different cable cars to go all the way to the top of the mountain, and not only just skiing them with, in terms of the different lifts and all of that, but even if you're just going on as a pedestrian, because you can actually walk up there after the cable cars, so you don't have to just go up there and ski. There's at the very top, there's an actual lodge where you can hang out, have a great beer at all times of the day and night, and so and really just have amazing views.
Absolutely. And then you're back in the city in the evening, so really easy to access, right?
Absolutely. And the access from Engelberg train station to getting to here to the cable cars is not even like 10 minutes. So, and there is a local bus that will take you within season.
Here's another example. How about taking a steamboat on Lake Lucerne, maybe just for a coffee, or how about the dinner on this amazing 100-year-old paddle steamer, and you can have your dinner cruise on Lake Lucerne.
Yeah, absolutely. And the view at night with the mountains sparkling because they still have the snow on top, no matter what the season, is absolutely amazing. Like, you just won't find that view anywhere else.
That's right.
Jungfrau. Oh my God. If you really want to go to the top of Europe, this is it.
Absolutely. And it's been featured in various movies, including Lord of the Rings. Maybe you recognize the landscape. This valley is absolutely breathtaking. When you get up from Interlaken into the valley, the Lauterbrunn Valley, there's over 70 waterfalls left and right that you can see on this picture. And that's from where you start on one of the mountain excursions, like heading up to top of Europe. That's just mentioned by Lulu on 12,000 feet, and maybe have lunch up there, or up to Schildhorn, the James Bond mountain, just on the other side. In the wintertime, it's an amazing ski destination. In the summertime, there's plenty of other activities that you can do in this area, right, Lulu?
Yes, absolutely. Hiking, you can actually go and spend the day. We can get you tickets. The Swiss pass itself, we can have it so that it can include this area for a reduced price. Or if you're having the Eurorail pass, we can also work on that as well. And you pick up the train from Interlaken. So Interlaken is a great little city I shouldn't say city. It's really a beautiful town, but it's so widespread, and then it gives you access to all of this activity. You literally can do just about anything that you can think of up there.
Anything with an ing, zip flying, hiking. There's this family zip line where you actually all hang into the same. It looks like a hawk type of thing, like an eagle that you just fly down the mountain. And of course, there's hiking. And I love to take my family to this area. There are some very easy hikes. Some are even wheelchair accessible. We took our little one on his with the baby carriage on. So, and what I really like is that you hike along the way and you come across all these little restaurants. So you can just stop along the way, maybe have a coffee or a beer, and then continue. So it's very family friendly, and really you can tailor it to anyone's needs.
Yeah, and while we're in the area, there's also from Grindelwald to Murin. There's also some great opportunities there. There's also a company that will do some parasailing as well, so that you can fly in the mountains of the Swiss Alps. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I've had some honeymoon couples really enjoy themselves and doing these things that they've never thought that they were going to be doing before.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of honeymoons, we need to get to a destination wedding before a honeymoon. So, Switzerland is a great opportunity for that. And again, I absolutely love the country because it has so many different unique things about it. But also, if you guys have people coming from different parts of the world, I can help you organize all of that. And then we can not only have them come to your wedding, but then also build an itinerary around the wedding. And everybody can have a unique itinerary. So not everybody has to do the same thing, or some people may want to follow the couple around. And the other beautiful thing that I love about Switzerland, it's LGBTQ friendly.
Absolutely, and you can really look what you're dreaming of in terms of your wedding or renewing your vows in Switzerland, be it in a mountain setting or on a glacier, on a paddle steamer, on a turquoise lake, you name it. It is really possible. Here are a few ideas how this can happen. So this is just outside the picture here, just outside of Zurich, on a little mountain restaurant with excellent kitchen, just steps away from town. Or heading, I think I have some more pictures included that are in the mountains. So this is just outside of St. Moritz, the so-called Engadine Valley, where you actually go visit a mountain cheese manufacturer that makes the cheese over the fire and produces alpine cheese. So this could be built.
Yeah, this would be awesome to have as a great place for a destination wedding.
Absolutely. Or another idea is heading in one of those amazing ballrooms. Like this one is the Beau Rivage Palace in Lausanne. By the way, Phil Collins got married here as well, and they just can make anything happen for you and your family.
And Beau Rivage is also part of the Travel Leader Select program. So it is a property that when you book through me, I actually have opportunities to get you additional amenities and VIP services. So just keep that in mind because it will be at the same cost as you would book it online. And again, booking it through me, you'll get some extra values.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So let's talk about Lugano, which is your home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my birthplace. So it's maybe a bit unexpected of Switzerland. So we're here on the southern tip of Switzerland on the Swiss-Italian lakes. So as we said, it's the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland, and it will surprise you. So it could either be combining with Italy or by Switzerland by itself. So surprising. Why? Because the climate is quite different from what you expect from Switzerland. There are palm trees growing, so rather Mediterranean climate and Mediterranean style. Also the gastronomy, a lot of Italian-inspired pizza. So the polenta, the risotto, the pizza in the piazza, but you have the Swiss qualities like punctuality of the Swiss trains and no strikes. So I love this place, by the way. This is Ascona. Love strolling around the lakefront here. This is Lago Maggiore. And now on the other side of the lake is already Italy. So this tells you a little bit how close everything is, how easy to combine. And some of the features, as I mentioned, in Ticino, if you are a foodie and if you're interested in foods, well, it's certainly the place to go. Maybe you have heard of wines. We talked about wines in Switzerland. We don't export them much. We drink them ourselves, actually. So you have to go to Switzerland and try them yourself. And if you are in Ticino, you have a chance to try a white Merlot, which is unique in the world. and certainly the place to be to have a special wine and unique dishes from that area. So the white Merlot, it's actually made out of the Merlot grapes, which are red, obviously, but they take the skin off, and so it's fermented that way, and it turns out to be white, and it's super delicious.
Yes, absolutely. And I miss having a glass of white Merlot. So definitely time to get myself on that Swiss plane and ready to go. So Lavaux in Lake Geneva is absolutely stunning. It really gives you a great countryside feel. I can't talk about enough about just how beautiful and in terms of that mind, body, spirit, you just go out, you smell the air, and it's just amazing. It really recharges your batteries.
So we're back in the Lake Geneva region. Lavaux is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in terms of winemaking. Over 500 years of history can be learned about here in terms of how wine is made in that area. And what I really would suggest is to stroll or drive or walk through, even bike through that area, and go do some wine tastings along the way here.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're going to come into some wellness and spa. So Switzerland is really known for that great mind, body, spirit concept. So there's a lot of different hot springs and places where you can really go to re-energize your batteries. And so here, this picture is taken in Basel. However, there's so many places around Switzerland that we can actually have this experience.
Definitely, be it in the towns, like you mentioned here in Basel or Zurich. Same for the Valais area. They have some hot springs in the mountains, or one of the new resorts here. This is the Bürgenstock Resort, overlooking Lake Lucerne. They just opened a few years ago, and they have this amazing wellness area, over 100,000 square feet of wellness zone with an infinity pool overlooking the whole lake of Lucerne. The way to get there is by private catamaran from Lucerne, and then up with a little train that takes you within 5 minutes. You're up inside the hotel, and you have certainly an amazing scenery when you open your hotel room in a balcony door in the morning. And it's also, by the way, where Audrey Hepburn got married a few years ago.
Yeah, just a few years ago.
A few years ago.
And my folks actually celebrated their 25th wedding anniversary in Bürgenstock, not at this resort, but at a similar one. So there's certainly great opportunities for couples, not only for your to relax your body, but also for that romance travel. So we talked about the destination really being, a focus for wellness as well. There's different spas in the Alpine region and so forth. And this just happens to be a picture of one of your favorites, right?
Absolutely. This is the Alpina Gstaad, one of the resorts in Gstaad itself, which is one in the Swiss Alps as well. So just some pictures here on how to enjoy some of the Swiss spas. And if I may, Lulu, here are a few of my personal favorites and suggestions.
Yes.
So when you go and book your Swiss itinerary, ask Lulu about mountain hotels. I always recommend to my friends, if you can, stay in the Swiss Alps, really to explore and experience when you open the window of your hotel and you could just see and hear the cowbells. Exactly.
That was my most favorite thing. Every day when I woke up in Engelberg and I had the ability to open up my balcony windows, that was the first thing I heard. I would wake up to the sound of the cowbells. The cowbell that you hear and that you saw earlier, I've had since 1993. That was the very first thing I purchased when I moved there.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, so it's really it encompasses my life in terms of from going from high school to becoming an adult. And to me, it's my home. So one of Mirko's favorite things here is having fondue or raclette. And you know what? We can have them both.
Absolutely. Have a raclette on one day and the fondue the other. Lulu can certainly let you know where are the best places to enjoy this. A personal recommendation as well: head to Ticino and enjoy happy hour, either on the lake of Lugano or Lago Maggiore in Ascona, and just soak in the local flavor and the mentality of southern Switzerland on the Swiss Italian lakes. If you're into nightlife there, how about Zurich? I think it's probably one of the best places to enjoy nightlife in Switzerland. And maybe
Yes.
while you're at it in the summertime, dip in Lake Zurich. It's actually quite warm. We were in Switzerland last year, and it was September. The temperature of the lake was, believe it or not, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was pretty warm, and it's certainly refreshing at the same time.
Absolutely. And for all of you guys who love Swiss watches or ask me about watchmaking classes or things like that, you can actually take a watchmaking class in Geneva.
Yeah,
And I
one
can't
thing is to get your old Swiss watch at the store, but have it made in Switzerland by yourself, and then hopefully take it home.
Yeah, and they actually, when you do make them yourself in the classes, they actually will service them and they will warranty them as well. So I've had clients do that. So if you're afraid that, oh my God, I can't build something because it'll break, don't worry, it'll be warranted. So they'll certainly take care of that. Visiting a market in Basel, that I love the outdoor markets.
Definitely. And I think Basel has some of the most amazing ones. You know, I just like you, Lulu, I enjoy going to markets whenever I have a chance, anywhere in the world actually. But especially for Basel, they have a lot of markets, and you know, the fruit markets, the vegetable market, and there's the antique market. You name it. Some permanent, some are just once or twice a week. So this is, and then of course the Christmas markets around Christmas time are amazing. There are in Basel, in Zurich, there's some in Lucerne. Montreux has an amazing one. So all across Switzerland. And if you're like me, I love being outdoors. Not too crazy though. Like, I don't need a super strenuous adventure, but you can do it in Switzerland. So there's a e-bike tour. It's called Route 99. So that goes across Switzerland, east to west, starts on Lake Geneva and takes you all the way to Lake Constance. You don't have to do the whole thing, but my wife and I, we enjoy doing that once or twice when we're in Switzerland, do part of it every time. And it's a designated e-bike route. And what's really nice about it, because you're on an e-bike, you can easily do 30, 40 miles a day. And in the evening, you're still relaxed enough to have your meal, your fondue, or your raclette, or even your wellness part.
Yeah, absolutely. And for some people who like to sip while they bike, you might, because it's an e-bike, you can have a little bit.
Absolutely. Stop along the way. Those wineries that we talked about before.
Exactly. So one of the things that can allow you to have or add on to Switzerland and touch other areas are the river cruises. And so Basel is a great place to start or end one. And so just kind of keep that in mind as well, because we can easily tie in a pre and a post, and obviously have some great opportunities to explore. And while you're there, you've got some great opportunities, not only the farmers markets, but the old towns, and then obviously taking the train to Zurich, Lucerne. You can go into Bern. I can
There's
keep
some options from there. I think. I mean, Bern is great. Just about an hour away. It's Switzerland's capital and UNESCO heritage town. From there, you could easily continue to Gstaad. Possibly on taking a panoramic train, the Golden Pass, and fly out of Geneva. Or how about getting into Basel, enjoying Basel for a day or two, and then continue to Lucerne onto the Gotthard Panoramic Express boat and train down to Lugano. Enjoy the Swiss Italian flavor of Switzerland, and then maybe fly out of Milan.
Yeah, absolutely. And Milan is not that far away. It's only an hour away from Lugano. So you can easily be in in Italy, and touch all of the moving pieces. So we do have a lot of ins and outs, in terms of getting within Switzerland. So
plenty.
and Switzerland is so well connected, again, via train to the other countries, that it really is a very easy way to travel.
Exactly.
And Switzerland has a lot of different hotels. You've got your typical Swiss, which are owned by family generations. You've got wellness properties, and then you've got Swiss family hotels, which are really opportunities for that are geared to total family travel.
Absolutely, they're all there. You'll find them on myswitzerland.com/hotels. That gives you a bit of an idea, depending on your interest. And Lulu can certainly make it happen and get a nice itinerary out for you and pick the best hotel for your needs.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that, I want to say thank you very much to Mirko. It's been amazing to have you and just kind of talk about Switzerland, because again, I love it so much. Here, look, for you guys who don't really realize that I actually have this.
That's the proof.
Yes.
And it's an authentic bottle made in Switzerland.
Yes, it is made in Switzerland, because there's no other place that would write Engelberg on it.
And it's made in Switzerland because it's a sick bottle, and every Swiss, if you show that bottle to a Swiss, they certainly know where it's made. Awesome.
So with that, again, thank you. This has been beyond amazing. I know we covered a lot of areas of Switzerland in a very short period of time, but I got to tell you, if you have any doubt to go to Switzerland, don't, because I can guide you. I've been there, love it. Mirko and his team are great. They also help me make sure that I can customize anything that you guys need. So with that, thank you again. Do you have anything else more to add?
No, I'm good. I think we said it all, and
Yes.
would certainly look forward to having you in Switzerland. Thank you so much for having me. And
for being here.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, guys, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and until tomorrow.
Take care. See you in Switzerland. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Lulu.